Today we're going to plant another tomato plant. That one there, we got that started in the house and got kind of big. We put outside for a while, so we're going to plant it. And I'm going to go down here and I'm going to be clearing out the grass area and put a cage up. So I'm going to put it around this cage here. I like putting on gloves when I'm working. It just kind of helps on the grip. Sometimes you're not having the grip so tight. I was using this tool here to pull some grass and have to grip a little bit more and hurt your hands a little bit more. So I'm going to put it right about here. So I'm going to clear all this out up to there, put the cage around it. I'm going in at an angle with this tool here. So this is bowled over. My grandpa cut that down and cut it from the point over and made a nice little tool out of it. And it pulls these clumps out real nice. And so I get it by the roots. That's what I was doing over there, and they still come back. It's either that or throw them in the compost pile. Now this is the cage I'm going to use, and when this one planted, roots should go clear back here. I think that's sprouting off one of the roots. So I'm going to get in a shovel. I'll just use the hoe to build me a trench about this long. I'll pull a couple more of these off, but kind of dried out. It does look like it's wet down. Well, not really wet. It's a little bit darker. It looks like it's wet, but don't know. One of the reasons I'm doing this by hand instead of getting the tiller out, one, it's not a very big thing for the tiller, and two, I'm using it to build my arms back up after a couple of problems here between last year having a bypass and this year getting in a pretty bad accident. Lost all my strength, so trying to get it back using this instead of working out with weights. Working out with weights, you don't get anything done except working the muscles. Here I get to work the muscles as well as take care of the garden. I can see those are pretty hard. Needs a little more compost back here. Trying to swing this sometimes with my left hand just to make sure I don't only work muscles on one side. Okay, now to take this out. Oh yeah, look at all them roots in there. That'd be good. And I watered this down before I put it in, so that was growing off of there, but I don't want it growing off of there. So I'm going to pack this back in here. Now I know where the roots go here, so to put the cage on, I can make sure I miss the roots. And I'm going to pick off some of these lower branches. You don't want them to start next to the ground. Got that sucker out of there. I don't know if you can see it, but where the branches split, there's one comes off of there, and that will just take away from the plant growing. I always throw them in there. Don't hurt, have them in there. Now, I'm going to put the one on the side where it's no roots. I'm going to put the other side here. So I know I missed the roots. Going in there a ways. Now, that's all done. Some of this. We get all that. That's some potting soil and stuff. Now I'll wet this in really good. In fact, I think I'm going to pull these next two off as well. Get a good base going up here. I'll decide if I want to pull one of those off a little bit later, but so there it is planted. Now we'll have to pick some of the other tomatoes. Let me take you by and show you what the rest of the tomato garden's looking like. This plant don't really have too much on it here. This has got quite a few, some of them about ready. Well, they're just as good as store-bought ones right now because they're not really red yet. Some of these are pretty close. I think I'll pick some of those off today. And some more over here. A few more started over here. I've got a couple of more cucumbers I need to pick. Looks like two of them over there, one over here, two over here, something like that. Yeah. Oh, great big long one. And so we got cucumbers coming. Not snow peas. I'll have to plant snow peas back in here again. But that's how the tomatoes are doing. You know, had that windstorm come through and blew a lot of these over, so I'd stand them back up. These two, for some reason, aren't doing real well, but I can plant that one, see how that does. But that's the tomatoes. We planted another tomato. Not sure how it'll do. You can see this one here. So this grass is as tall as the tomato plants. And the grass has been growing like crazy in this garden. So if I didn't want a garden, I'd have good grass here. Better than the rest of the yard. But I don't want grass here. I want tomatoes and other veggies. So that's what the tomatoes are doing. Here's the sacks of potatoes. They'll be coming up in another video. You can see in there that they're starting to sprout. These here red ones starting to sprout. These in here are starting to sprout. Can't see through them very well, but don't know how well they'll do. There's those in there. But I'll do a whole video on planting those. We're going to plant the potatoes right in here. I may get a shovel and dig some of that up instead of the little hole. I'll put some of those in a row. I might put a row of them right down the middle here where this grass is piled up. And that way they got plenty of room to spread. They're not going to do too much more planting in here anyway. So that's it for this video. We'll come back when I get ready to do the potatoes, because I'll do those next. And I'll see you on the next one. make sure you comment about anything that you like or don't like, or something I can do different, or what you like. But make sure you do a lot of commenting, and we'll come back with the next one.